Trophy hunting in video games can be an iffy prospect. Some of them are just ridiculous. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on gameranx, 10 video game trophies that nearly broke us. At number 10 is Deus Ex Human Revolution, the foxiest of the hounds. The perfect example to start things off. It's one of those trophies that just sounds really simple on paper, but it's incredibly frustrating to actually get. The achievement description, like I said, not a big deal. Complete Deus Ex Human Revolution without setting off any alarms. That sounds maybe like a big task, but not an impossible one. Here's the trick though. The alarms in Human Revolution are really touchy. It's possible for them to go off when you're not even around. If someone stumbles on a dead body half a map ago in an area you're nowhere near, they'll run over and set off an alarm, and you won't even hear it. So you're a dead man walking at that point, you've lost, and you don't even know it. To make matters worse, there are times where the achievement just plain doesn't work, like having a safe where an alarm went off might keep you from getting the trophy, and the only way to get around it is to delete all your save files and just start from the beginning, because you don't know where the alarm went off. Trying to get this trophy can be really frustrating, but when it's working as intended, which isn't all the time, it's a satisfying challenge. At number 9, Watch Dogs 2 Hold My Hair. An even easier sounding achievement. All you have to do is take a picture of someone puking. That's it. Sounds simple, right? Sometimes this game just will not spawn an NPC that wants to throw up, though. You can wander around bars for hours at a time and get absolutely nothing. And there have been people who have literally spent 9 hours or more doing exactly this thing, trying to find an NPC to vomit. But no dice. Game just isn't cooperative right now. Of course, when you're not trying to get the achievement, people are throwing up all over the place. It's just a puke party out there. But when you actually want to get a picture of it, it's like the artificial intelligence can sense it. To make matters worse, even if you do manage to finally see someone throwing up, the game can be really specific about what actually counts as vomiting. So even if you do find a rare unicorn, you might miss out on the trophy because they've technically finished. Some of the worst trophies out there for dumb stuff like this, they sound easy and hardly worth anything, but they can take so much longer than the rest of the trophies combined if you're unlucky. At number 8 is Witcher 3's Master Marksman. Another very easy sounding but terrible trophy to get is Witcher 3's Master Marksman, which wants you to kill 50 human enemies with the crossbow bolt to the head. No big deal, right? Problem is, you're almost never going to be able to do this naturally. So the only way to do it is to go out of your way to shoot crossbow bolts at enemies, and that's when you start noticing how very inconsistent the game is about what counts as a headshot. Keeping in mind, this is not a shooter of any kind. A headshot is not really a huge priority, so the crossbow is already pretty pathetic in terms of damage anyways. Trying to get a proper headshot kill is tedious at best. And half of what seems like it should be a headshot does not count as a headshot. So they were off by what, like a nanopixel? Maybe the bolt touched the neck, so that one didn't count, I guess. So you gotta kill 50 guys this way, which is tedious enough on its own without having to worry about the very finicky hit detection. There are a few trophies in Witcher 3 that really gave us that much trouble, but I almost gave up on this one. It's pretty annoying. And number 7 is Dead Space Don't Get Cocky Kid. Okay, this one isn't fooling anyone. When you see this achievement, you know it's going to be painful. To get Don't Get Cocky Kid, you have to survive the infamous turret section in Chapter 4 with more than 50% hull integrity, which, just surviving this section can be very frustrating. It's easily the hardest part of the game for whatever reason, so trying to get through it with a little health remaining, pretty hard. Doing it with 50% of the hull remaining, it's painful. What makes it worse is that it looks easy. It's just a basic turret section in theory, but the controls and the camera angle conspire to make it the hardest sequence in the game for no good reason. Just to survive with 50% damage means playing almost perfectly, because the game happily puts you in an unwinnable situation where you either overheat or you just can't hit all the asteroids. Like sometimes you literally just can't hit them. And the entire sequence is random anyway, so there's no memorizing it. You just have to get used to the controls and do what you can. Just playing it normally nearly broke me. Trying to get the achievement, that's madness. I did not get the achievement. And number 6 is Yakuza 0's Cat Scratch Fever. Doesn't get a lot more frustrating than gambling achievements. I mean, do you really need to know why? It's gambling. Lots of people in real life lose everything because they think they can win at gambling. but it's gambling. To earn this trophy, you got to win 10 bets on 3-round tournaments in the cat fighting game. This guide written by Lord Von Champ on True Achievements sums it up by saying the game literally could feel like playing rock, paper, scissors with someone who can read your mind. Not far from the truth. The cat fighting game is just basically rock, paper, scissors, but instead of playing against a person, you're taking on an AI, and the AI can read your inputs. Basically, you can do everything possible to increase your chances at winning at this game, but when the game decides that it wants to win, there is nothing you can do about it. Yeah, you can make it try to look like there's some kind of strategy and even having action game-like segments where you mash a button to win a face-off, but sometimes it just doesn't matter how fast you tap the button. The AI decides it wants to win, so it wins. Tapping at speed light doesn't make it not win. It is completely unfair, and it is just rage-inducing. But I guess they're just trying to accurately capture the real-life gambling experience. You can't beat the house. At number 5 is Dead Rising's 7-Day Survivor achievement. You can probably figure out what that is. You stay alive for 7 days in survival mode. And in any normal game, that really wouldn't take a long time. Day-night cycle is usually pretty fast, but not in the original Dead Rising. A full day in the game takes 2 hours. So if you want to do this achievement, you're going to play this game for 14 hours straight. These days, it's not all that bad with sleep mode and suspend options where you can exit a game and come back right where you left off. But on the original Xbox 360, it is a nightmare. Yeah, the zombies and psychos are pretty dangerous in this game, but the real cause for concern is boredom. You fall asleep mid-run and you are dead meat. That's only half of it too. On the Xbox 360, there was also the very real possibility that the Xbox would just turn off randomly, or the game would crash and you get the red ring for leaving the system on for too long. It was less the game that you had to worry about and more the system itself. Even if you played perfectly, the Xbox could let you down in the home stretch. Like any kind of marathon achievement's gonna be bad, but there's nothing worse than playing a game for 13 hours straight, only for the system to shut down and reset all your progress. At number 4 is the Mega Man Legacy Collection, all appearing blocks. Hey, remember all those really annoying disappearing blocks they kept putting in classic Mega Man games for whatever reason? Well, if you want all the achievements in Mega Man Legacy Collection, you gotta get through all of them, back to back. To unlock the all-appearing blocks achievement, you have to complete the challenge of the same name, which is just a gauntlet of disappearing block rooms from the first 6 Mega Man games. It's pure cruelty there's nothing else to say about it, really. It's just evil. To make matters worse, you don't get access to some of the tools that everyone uses to skip these stupid segments. You still get the rush coil, that's nice, but a lot of other abilities are just locked out, I guess to make you miserable. So if you're a longtime Mega Man fan, the challenge isn't terrible, and there are people that ace these things just fine. I'm a Mega Man veteran, and I do not. I hate these miserable disappearing blocks. I hate this challenge so much. And number 3 is Double Dragon Neon, Mister's Perfect. Imagine trying to do a no-damage run of a beat-em-up. It's pretty much impossible. Now imagine trying to do that, but in 2-player mode. Does that sound easier? You're wrong if you said yes, because if you want to unlock the Mister's Perfect achievement in Double Dragon Neon, you have to complete any level in co-op without taking any damage with friendly fire enabled. So you need a really patient friend, because it's going to be painful. The kinds of perfection-based achievements are bad enough to do with one person, but you do it with 2 people, it might as well be 1,000 times harder. Not twice as hard, 1,000 times harder, because now it's not just you who has to do everything right, your friend also has to do everything right, and you have to not interfere with each other because friendly fire is enabled. In all seriousness, it can be done with just one person, and it's probably the easier way to do it, but it's still an unbelievable pain that it warrants a spot on this list. Trying to avoid getting hit in a beat-em-up is like trying to dodge dust particles. First off, why are you trying to dodge the dust particles? You know you can't do that. Second off, you can't do that. It's not possible. And number 2 is Demon Souls Master Slasher. It's hard to believe we've never mentioned this on this channel, because as far as trophies go, it's one of the most infamous in the entire series. To get the Master Slasher's trophy, all you have to do is obtain the best weapon by Bladestone. In any other game in the series, getting a fully upgraded weapon is a pretty straightforward process, but not Demon Souls. What makes this such a pain is there's no guaranteed way to get the final upgrade material, pure Bladestone. The only thing that drops them are dual katana skeletons, and those are pretty rare. There's only 2 in the original game that would drop them. One is found in a secret passage, and the other only appears if you have a pure black world tendency. A whole other can of worms, not going to get into that here. To make a long story short, getting pure black world tendency is vague and also annoying, but the drop rates on pure Bladestone are incredibly low otherwise, like crazy low, like 2 out of 50,000 chances low. Even with pure black and better odds, it can take dozens of hours of grinding to get a pure Bladestone, and that's if you're lucky. And finally at number 1, Halo 2's Monopolized. Out of the entire Halo series, many consider 2 to be the hardest on Legendary difficulty. Just finishing it all at that challenge level is a huge achievement worthy of praise, but beating the game on Legendary is a cakewalk compared to this achievement. And I am not joking. That's not exaggerating. I'm really trying to impart the actual gravity of the situation here. To get the Monopolized achievement, you have to complete all Halo 2 Legendary campaign missions in under 3 hours, which is obviously insane. And depending on who you ask, probably the hardest achievement in the entire Master Chief Collection, even harder than the legendary All Skulls On achievement. Many of the guides I've found online give tips on minimizing stress and other advice on how to avoid getting too angry, which is incredible, considering this is for people where beating Legendary on Halo 2 isn't enough of a challenge for them. Someone like that seems like they wouldn't really be fazed by anything, but this apparently breaks people. Not normal people like you and me, people who beat Halo 2 Legendary and go, well, how could this be harder? I bet I could do something harder. Let's do that. As somebody who I would just say, I can get through a checkpoint or two in Halo 2 on Legendary, but just barely. So the very idea of someone beating it in under 3 hours sounds totally insane. For a while, at least people could make use of an exploit in the save load system to reset the clock in missions, but that's been patched out, so there's no workaround. You just have to beat every mission in Halo 2 on Legendary fast, like really, really fast. And that's all for today. Leave us a comment, let us know what you think. If you like this video, click like. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week. Best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription, so click subscribe. Don't forget to enable notifications, and as always, we thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter at Falcon the Hero, and we'll see you next time right here on gameranx.